Hello, welcome to this video. This is Marcia, and today I'm going to show you the new features from version 9.4.001. So let's log on to Scriptcase. So first thing is to make sure that your version is updated. You can check if your version is updated here. It must be 9.4.001. If it's not updated, you can access the menu options, settings, Scriptcase update. Before you do any update, just please make sure you have your backup. You can backup your projects going to the option services and backup. After you do the backup, you can go here, check the updates and download the files to your Scriptcase. Once you have your Scriptcase updated, you'll be able to use the new options. It's also important to mention that you need to have your license active. It means upgrade active or subscription active. To show you the new options, I'm going to create a new project and import the samples project. Inside the samples project, we have all examples from new features released inside Scriptcase. So let's click samples and import. Okay, now that we've finished the import of the samples project, we are going to start seeing the new features. I'm going to open the project. Here inside the folders, you'll be able to find a folder called 9.4, and here you have all new features from version 9.4, including the features released inside this 001 new version. If you didn't see the features from 9.4.000, you can access our YouTube channel, go to playlists, and here you will find a playlist with all videos for version 9.4.000. Okay, so today we are going to focus only within the news from 001. So first new I want to show you is about the new theme template. We have released already some new templates inside the previous release, but for this version we have a new one, the midnight, the black theme. And to add this new theme to your project, you have to access the option project properties, and here you will see the option themes, and you'll be able to add the new theme to your existing project. If you are creating a new project, this option will be available during the project creation, but since I'm using an existing project, I'll have to add in this way. So I'll go here and add the midnight to the right side, so we are including the theme to the project. And the default one, as we can see, is the sweet blue. I'm going to change the default one to midnight, so I'm going to select midnight and click here to set a default theme. So now we have the default theme as midnight. It means that every application I create from now on will have this theme as default, but then I can change if I need. I'm going to save this option. Okay, and now every time I create a new application, I'm going to have this theme as template. But if I want to change the applications I already have, how can I change the themes from the application that I already have created? This is also easy. You're going to access the option Tools, Express Edit. So in this way, you can choose one or all applications from your project. I'm going to select here only a couple of applications, and then I can select here the button Next and choose the option that I want to edit. In this case, we need to edit the theme. I'm going to select here the theme and go Next. I will select the theme I want to apply to the applications. So this is the midnight, and then I will apply. Once I've finished all the edits I want to do, I can generate the source code for the applications and then finish. So in this way, the selected applications will have also the same theme. In this case, the midnight theme, the one we've created for this project, we added to this project. Okay, so this is the way you can edit the applications. And then we learned how to add the new theme to this project. Okay, but if I want to add the new theme as default for all Scriptcase, I mean, every time I create a new project, I want to have this theme as default. How I'm going to do that? You will access here the options again, settings, and you have here one option for default values. Accessing this option, you have here the option themes, and in this option you can modify your default option for Scriptcase itself. So the one we have now is Sweet Blue. This is the one our development team chose here for Scriptcase, but then you can change and add, for example, the midnight as default theme. So every time you create a new project, you have already this theme as default. Okay, this is what we have regarding the themes. And talking about layout, let's go back here to the applications, and I want to show you an application we have with this new theme. I'm going to select here the schema, the grid application. Okay, and then here we are going to see that we have the Sweet Blue as theme. This is because this is an application that we have already created. So we have two different ways. We can go to Express Edit, as we just saw, and we can also go to Layout, and inside Layout select the new theme we have added and run the application. So we are going to have the new theme applied also to this application. So we've learned how to change inside the application, inside the project, using the Express Edit and using the default values from Scriptcase. So now you know how to apply the new theme to your applications, no matter if it's in a new project or inside an existing project. So now let's talk about the calendar application, because we had added new options for the calendar layout. So let's create here quickly a new calendar. As we can see, the theme is already the midnight. So let's run the application. So as we can see, the calendar application now has the buttons for the new theme as well. You can have this all black, and if you click here, you have the form application from calendar also getting the new theme. If I want to modify the new theme, this theme from the calendar application, I will access here the option form settings layout. So I go to settings, and then I modify here, for example, to Sweet Blue. Then Scriptcase will modify not only the calendar itself, but also the form application we have integrated. So here we have with new themes. Let's try with the red theme, so we can see the difference inside the buttons. Okay, so now we have the red one, and if we click here to add a new event, we are going to have also the same theme inside the form that we have already integrated inside this calendar application. So this is also new, the buttons from the calendar with the new themes. And coming back here to new application, I'm going to create now a form application to show you a new option we have regarding the messages. Okay, so let's create here a simple form with the table departments. So here we have the form with the table departments, just a simple form with pagination. We can see here the new midnight, how this is looking inside the form application. So if we add a new record, we are going to see that we have the message using this layout, but now inside this version we have the option to use SweetAlert component. So if you have an existing project, this option is not activated. You have to access here the option application, settings, and enable the SweetAlert for the project, for this application in that case. And the messages using Toast will show up in the top left. Okay, So let's run the application and do the same test again. Add new, test 2, add. Okay, we have new record inserted successfully. So this is the new option inside the insert, delete, and also update. So if we go here and try to delete, we have the SweetAlert message here, and then we have the toast message showing here that it was deleted. So if we try to save, we have also the message of data modified. Okay, so this is how it looks inside the single row form. Let's check out the other types. We have also the multiple records. Let's run. Okay, multiple records. We can also delete or save. Let's see here, editable grid. Okay, editable grid. We can edit here or save or delete. Same thing. And finally, we have editable grid field. Okay, we can edit or we can also delete. And we have all messages displaying with the SweetAlert and SweetAlert toasts. Okay, so this is what we have here inside the form application. And going now to another application, the chart application. Let's open here the chart application. I'm going to create a simple chart with the table here of sales. Okay, here we have. Let's run the chart. And it's also using the midnight theme for the application layout. And here we can now configure this the theme of the chart according to the theme of the application. So if you go here to theme option inside the chart application, okay, so here you have now this option where you can set the chart theme according to the application theme. So you can choose here this option, and the application will have the chart theme according to the application theme. So where you can view the application theme, you can go to layout, CSS applications. I'm going to copy here this one, midnight project test. So here we have now this option to select the chart theme. So we are using here midnight according to this application. We have both application theme is midnight and chart theme is midnight. I'm going to change just for us to test. I'm going to add, for example, the theme flat. Okay, and I'm going to save. Back to the chart application, we are going to change here the application theme. I'm going to layout, settings, and here instead of using the midnight, I'm going to use the test. We've modified and run the application. Okay, now we can see that we are using the theme midnight with the flat layout. Okay, this is just to show you a test. We can go here and go back to the midnight, or we can go here to theme, and instead of using the theme from the application, I can use my own theme. So I can go here and add the midnight again. So it's going to be the same thing. I have different ways. I can use this inside the application theme, or I can use inside the chart. If I want to use for the project, I can do in this way. If I want to use just for the application, I can set here inside the application. Remind that you can also modify this themes using here the layout chart themes. Okay, so here you will modify for the application itself, and here you will modify as a theme, as a general option for one or more applications. Okay, so this is the new option here inside the chart. And now to finish the layout options, I'll go back here to the grid application we have, and here I'm going to add this option, show you the option we have here inside the grid to add manual buttons. So we have not only for the grid application, but also for forms, charts, and other applications. We have the option to create manual buttons. So we go here to buttons and then new button. So let's create here a test button PHP. And when I create a manual button, I have now the option to use the font awesome icon to this button. It was not available before. I will just select here a font awesome icon, and this is going to be here. I can preview the button. I have also the CSS style for the button. I can use other styles, and I will be able to check and test here inside this interface. Okay, as we know, we can change and create here new CSS styles inside the option layout CSS buttons. Okay, if I want to create here more styles, or I can use the ones from Scriptcase. So now let's run the application to see this option inside the application. Okay, as we can see, we have here our test button using this CSS style. If I change here, let's see the default one. Okay, with the default one, we can see the difference. Okay, so this is a new option here inside the manual buttons for us to implement, to add a font awesome icon to the manual buttons. Okay, finished with the layout stuff, and continue here inside the grid application. I'm going to show you a new option we have added. This is not for the layout, this is for search options. So here we can now have default value for the search fields. This is available for advanced search and also for dynamic search. So how it is going to work? Okay, so we have here the advanced search, and then we can do a search here. Let's say, for example, employee equal to 1. Okay, so this is my search. So let's say I want to start this grid application already with this search. I can define a value, a fixed value to my field, and then I'll have this as initial value for the application. So we go here to search options, and then we have the fields. I'm going to select, for example, the employee ID, and we have here the option initial value, where we can add this, for example, the value 1, and I'm going to run this application again. So once I try here to do the search, I'll see that I have already the value 1 defined here as initial value for this search. So I do here the search, and I have this inside the advanced search. This is also available for the dynamic search. So let's enable here the dynamic search. I will just select the fields for the dynamic search, and I will here add this option to my toolbar. So I'll add here the dynamic search. Okay, the dynamic search is very similar to the advanced, because inside the advanced we have this option to use the tags. So we have here the tags where we can change the filter, or we can add new filters. This is the advanced search. And the dynamic search, it's like this. You have dynamic search. Let's close here this one, and you can add filters. You can add, for example, employee, and I see here that the value is coming already with 1, because we have added this to our grid application search as a default value. Okay, so this option is available now inside the search fields. So we have to go field by field, setting the initial value if needed. So this is what we have as new features for the release 001 from Scriptcase 9.4. I hope this video was helpful for you, and I see you next video. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.